What kind of sequences to use when you improvise a fugue? Let's discover it in this video. Welcome to this new video. I'm Riccardo, Musicus Practicus, and here on the web I teach to all over the world how to improvise fugue things, to compose music, to learn early music, all these beautiful things of the ancient world. Now, there's one very important thing. After all we have been doing, so how to study a subject, how to put it in an exposition, ascending, descending, and then in the middle voices, now the time has come to study how we can use sequences in our improvisations. So we're talking about fugues, and we are basing all the sequences on the main subject, this one. Do, re, mi, fa, la, sol, fa, mi. This way. Before continuing, let me tune the key. Making music alone can be boring. Doing together with other friends can be a lot of fun. Many musician friends from all over the world are waiting to meet you on our server Discord. A totally free community where you can share your works, exchange your thoughts, learn and help other musicians like yourself. We can't wait to meet you too. Join our Discord server now. Click on this link, verify your account and say hello to your new friends. In this video I'll show you how to use 4 sequences. The 4 most important sequences you must know in order to improvise fugue. You need to have all of them ready in your hand. So we have the 3 down, 2 up. We have the quaint fall, so descending 5th. And then we have the tight bass. Fa, sol, fa, mi, re, sol, do. This is the tight bass. And the last one is the Monte 5/6 in order to go up. Monte 5/6 or also Monte Principale, descending a 3rd. This way. Now, what's the thing we have to do? We have to start now practicing these sequences with 3 important things. The first sequence is the complete sequence, so staying in the harmony. Remember that you can download this PDF on my Patreon, so then you'll have all the things you need to practice with these exercises in order to improvise your fugue. Here we have share the sequence and then apply a figuration coherent to the subject. For example, and after the sequence, put the cadence. The second step consists in practicing creating a modulation, as you can see here, to the 5th degree, so G in this case. We need to introduce the leading tone, so F sharp, in a certain point. For example, when we meet a sharp, it can be here, or it can be here, but in this case, it's very short. And then cadence, too much short. So what to do? Later sounds better. The second kind of exercise, the third kind of sequence consists in adding a modulation to the 5th degree down, so F in this case. In order to do this, we have to add the flat. So what's the flat? We need B flat, and we'll do this. When we find a flat, so for a B, so here, we will add a flat, this way. And then we are ready, if you want, to create our cadence to F major. And the last kind of sequence consists in making a modulation to the 6th degree in major, so a modulation to the minor relative, A minor. We will add the leading tone, which is G sharp. Remember one thing. Anytime you want to make a modulation, you need to be clear the secret of modulations. The secret of modulation is what I call fa mi or mi fa, and it consists in the 7th degree plus the 4th degree of the new key. They must be an augmented 4th or a diminished 5th. Always. About this, it's very important that you study in the Partimento method what is in chapter 10, because chapter 10 is entirely dedicated to modulations using this magic key, because once you understand it, you can make a modulation to any key, because you have to reach your augmented 4th or diminished 5th according to the position. And once you have this, you have all what you need. F major, 7th degree E, 4th degree B flat, G major, 7th degree F sharp, 4th degree C, A minor, 4th degree D, 7th degree G sharp. You have all what you need. Incredible. And then we add a cadence, which is something you can learn in the Partimento method, chapter 4 and chapter 7. These cadences. Okay, so this is the thing you have to do. Practice here with C major and then transpose it to other things. In order to then have a better practice, what to do? Practice with an exposition. Choose the exposition you prefer. For example, let's do the upwards exposition, and then let's choose to modulate to F major. And then let's do another exposition in F major. This is the trick. So, C major, and going on this way. Now let's do another situation. Now we have an exposition in C major again. This time we will play an exposition with this way, so subject, answer, subject, lux, comex, lux, and then modulation to the minor relative, and then another exposition. Yes, I said to start here. As you can see, adding these elements is the way, the secret, the path to improvise fugues and also other compositions. We are composing in our mind, so you have to learn all the things before to put them together. When you learn a language, you learn structures, words, grammar, and then after this you'll put all of them together. If you're at the very beginning, maybe you need to be guided step by step in all this journey, so you can find a way to contact me here in the description for your musical apprenticeship one-to-one. Of course, all the slots are limited because my day is made up of 24 hours and there are a lot of people, so it's very important. If you want to do it, contact me as soon as possible. Composing a fugue is a very consuming task. There are many and difficult elements to manage simultaneously. Subject, real answer, tonal answer, double exposition, countersubject, minor exposition, augmentation, stretti. If you try to tackle all these things at once, you won't be able to do it. You will inevitably hit a wall. That's why it's important to study them one at a time, so you can become increasingly proficient in each one individually, and only then manage all of them simultaneously. Handel wrote 6 exercises that can help you learn, improve, and put into practice your skills in composing and improvising fugues. Discover the 6 exercises at this link, everything you can learn and all the content and surprises that await you. A minor. Now, let's do the same thing in A minor. Let's play this time the structure with the modulation, and then let's move on to the new sequence. So here we have, let's do the second one. Let's play the E minor sequence this way. Very nice. And now let's play this with the modulation to the 5th degree, so E minor. In order to do this, we need to add the F sharp and also E sharp, because then A and D sharp create the Fa mi, which is something we need to do the modulation. And there we go. Now let's add some diminutions. With then a cadence to E minor. This is the way. Then second diminution to D minor, so the 4th degree. This way. Let's play the sequence adding our Mi Fa, which is G and C sharp. So we will start this way. Here is very short, so in this way I can continue and then use the melodic scale ascending. This way. Let's play the structure. In other words, flat here, sharp, natural, sharp, and then D. And then after this, cadence to D minor, counterpoint cadence in this case. For example, Exposition. Another thing which is very important is that you won't probably have the same situation, the same intervals here at the end of the sequence. So you have to be very smart to understand which kind of sequence to put, or which position, or if using consonances or dissonances. This is something you have to learn with a lot of practice and study. You can't learn this in one video. Now, what's the following step? Following step consists the modulation to the major relative. So in this case, C major. Let's play it. Sequence. The second kind, so This is our Mi contra Fa, so Fa, Mi, Re, Do. And so this way we have our modulation. Now let's add some exposition, sequence with diminution, and then C major. Let's do exposition dux, comes, comes, dux, dux, comes, comes, dux. And then, as you can see, here I'm using the passing tone to create that Mi contra Fa. And then let's start the new exposition. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, do, re, mi, fa, la, sol, fa, do, re, mi, fa, la, sol, fa, mi. Another sequence to G major, introducing the new key to move to the new modulation. Very interesting when you know how it works. It's just a matter of repeating it. So the second kind of sequence is the quintuple. Very similar, but in this case, instead of fifth down and fourth up, you have to go, instead of 3 down, second up, you have to go 5 down and then 4th up. Also here, practice this way from C to C, C major, then also in other keys, but arriving up to the end. You can download this PDF, remember it. And then practice with the other kind of modulation. So, to G major, so, la, la, po, po. Adding this point, and with diminutions, for example, do, fa, mi, la, or otherwise fa, 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 mi, la, re, mi, fa, sol, do, mi, fa, sol, do, to create the cadence. Now to the 4th degree, so we need B flat and E and E. Let's play it again. Structure. There we go. Do, re, mi, fa, la, sol, fa, do, re, mi, fa, la, sol, fa. As you can see. Now, next one to A minor, the same. We need G sharp and D. So let's see where we can put them. Very small, but it's very useful. For example, let's do an exposition in C major. Now, instead of finishing this way, let's imagine we want to finish do, re, mi, fa, with the 7th. Do, la, la, so, fa, fa. We are going toward A minor, so comes, comes, dux, and then we are in A minor. So sometimes we can add the sequence at the end of a subject. How to do it? You have to practice and understand where. It's just a matter of practice. I don't know other shortcuts or shorter situations. You have to study. In the Partimento method you find all what you need, but you have to study. Practice. So, what to do now? The next step, what's the next step? The next step consists in doing the same thing in minor. So, A minor. way. Or then with a modulation. For example, to the 5th degree, E minor. The same thing as we said before, D sharp and A. And then adding our beautiful F sharp, which is within E minor. So, here, or Neapolitan taste, here, or minor, which is better. Then D minor, the same thing, we need C sharp and G. So let's play. And we are in D minor. Now, so you can use this thing, you can print several PDFs and then you can add with another color exactly the point where you want to add the sharp in order to make your cadence. Here you want to in D minor, perfect, here. That's it. You want E minor, so E minor you need E sharp, D sharp here. That's it. Now to C major. So to C major we have this possibility. Oops, where's the rubber? Here. Then we want to arrive to C major. So something this point. Instead of tie this note, so fa mi this way. And so we get and then exposition in C major. Next sequence, because we can't practice here through all the keys, otherwise it will be a very long video. Tight bass. Tight bass is very interesting because after the tight bass, in order to play our cadence, we need to use a suspension that you can find here. I brought it here for you. How does it work? First of all, play the tight bass as written. Sol, la, fa, si, here, the referment, if you want to study in the Partimento method, the chapter, the stage. 3.5 is chapter 3, stage 5. So, also here, you have to know where you want to apply the leading tone. The point is that you can choose, for example, let's do this to A minor. You can choose to apply the leading tone. No, let's do G major. You can choose to apply the leading tone here, where you have the note F, for example, in the bass. Or otherwise, you can choose to apply the leading tone where you have the F in the top voice, like this situation. So, in the first case, when you want to apply the leading tone in the bass, you'll need this succession to make modulation to the key. For example, let's imagine this. Hide the bass. Perfect. When you have the leading tone in the bass, when you have the leading tone in the top voice, like here, you need the syncopation in the top in order to create your cadence 7th 3. Fa, mi, re, sol, do, which is something like a prinner. So, we arrived here, tight bass. Yes, we're already hard there, so let's start. Let's imagine we are on the 4th degree. And and then we are in G major. This way. And the same thing happens in minor, and it's valid for any kind of key. Let's do it in A minor. So we start this way. We need G sharp and D. Let's say we want G sharp in the top. Here we are very far because G sharp is like an octave. So let's imagine to start over the 4th degree. Yes. So we'll use this situation. You have to practice and study. You have to practice. This requires to study a little, but every day. And the last kind of, so we have the same thing in the minor mode, of course, but let's pass over it. The last kind of sequence is the Monte 5-6. And this is interesting because it's a sequence where you move up. So in this kind of sequence, you'll have 5-6, 5-6, 5-6, 5-6, 5-6, 5-6, 5-6, 5. And here the same thing. You need to be clear what's the key you want to make the modulation to and what are the sharp, the 4th degree and the 7th degree. Let's suppose we want to do modulation to the 5th degree, so we need F sharp and C. We can have it here. So this point, and then let's add a cadence. Sol, fa, mi. Let's start the new exposition, for example. Then let's suppose we want to do modulation to the 6th degree. Very simple. We need also the G sharp. This way. It's easy when you understand how to do it. And then in the Partimento method you find all the exercises about modulation. Chapter 10 is entirely dedicated to modulations. And then there are other exercises more advanced, or if you need to be guided, write to me, because sometimes you need to start from the very basics and you need to be very guided and observed, at least for the first months. For the other kind of modulations, the same. F major, in this case we need E and B flat, so we have to introduce the B flat. Let's do it. Our semitone, new 7th and 1st degree will be here. So we'll have yes, maybe I'm running parallel 5th. And pay attention here to B natural against B flat. This can be something to pay attention to. Or you can start a new exposition in F major. The same thing is valid in minor. The same thing. We want to make a modulation to D minor, so let's use C sharp. In this case we need G natural, so we won't use the two sharps, F sharp and and G sharp. So let's stay in A minor. can see. Now another thing can be modulation to the the third degree. We are already there, so we need a longer sequence. But let's suppose a modulation to E minor, so let's do it. We need D sharp. Let's write D sharp and let's play it again. So I think that probably it's better to avoid the G sharp because we are not going toward A minor, but it's good to have F sharp because F sharp belongs to E minor. So and let's use the melodic scale here. Play it again. So and then we are in E minor. So there's a lot to study, there's a lot to practice with. But this is the beautiful thing of music. Trust the process. You have to you have to be grateful of the process, not only to the results, but the beautiful thing is the process. We are in a too much competitive world. We need to practice and to focus on the most different thing of art, what is not so common today in academies. Get rid of competition, focus on the beautiness of art. And so, see you for another video. Composing a fugue is a very consuming task. There are many and difficult elements to manage simultaneously. Subject, real answer, tonal answer, double exposition, countersubject, minor exposition, augmentation, stretching. If you try to tackle all these things at once, you won't be able to do it. You will inevitably hit a wall. That's why it's important to study them one at a time, so you can become increasingly proficient in each one individually, and only then manage all of them simultaneously. Handel brought 6 exercises that can help you learn, improve, and put into practice your skills in composing and improvising fugues. Discover the 6 exercises at this link, everything you can learn and all the content and surprises that await you.